read the title wrong, then you got all of it wrong. You got all of it wrong. You misunderstood everything. See this, the entire point flew over your head. All right. The thing about this is that none of this is about cucking. None of this is to make you feel any less of yourself. All right. And none of this is to feed into any belief that the guy or the girl that you're dating is better than you. All right. None of this is about that. And if you feel like it's like that, this is not the video for you. And I suggest you click off now because you're not open-minded. You're not. You can't see what I see. And if you can't see what I see, then what's the point of empathy? Before I get into it, all right, the inspiration for this video was watching this Instagram reel about, this ISO speed gooning gif where it's like, this meme. Let me show you guys. It's gonna be edited into the video, so make sure you guys watch it to kind of embrace the full context. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, ladies, if you're watching this, that's. But ladies and gentlemen, that was the main point of the video and the main inspiration. And before I get into my main points, all right, welcome to the inner monologue. You guys are lucky because today's inner monologue is nothing. I want to get into this because I'm so passionate about this topic. All right, so my first point that I can really get into, let me put on this first. I kind of like it, the whole aesthetic thing, you know what I'm saying? But the first thing I want to talk about is some of the cons, all right? Some of the cons that you may believe may be tied into, seeing your ex get piped and getting that sent to you through a message. She's literally getting piped in front of your face, and to, refute that, is refute a real word? Forget that word. It's kind of combat this point. If you still have feelings over her getting piped on a video, then are you really over her? All right, let's be serious. Let's get real, okay? You're not over her. If you're seeing her getting piped and it makes you feel some type of way, all right? Porn in general shouldn't make you feel any type of way. If you're having any attachment to any porn star in general, I feel like you missed the whole point. Okay, I feel like you kind of missed the whole point. And I'm not promoting porn in any way, shape, or form. But if you're using this sort of drug, you have to know how to use it right. If you are somewhat attached to the porn star and kind of track and have a parasocial relationship and kind of see who they're dating or not, and I feel like there is some sort of attachment. Kind of put this into perspective where you're seeing your wife, get cucked, quote unquote. You still feel an attachment to her, all right? So first off, if she's cheating, she's not your girl anymore. She's not your girlfriend, all right? She's not someone that you are with anymore. She's not someone that you have to be with anymore. All right, she literally just showed you that she's free reign, all right? And if you don't perceive it that way, and I believe that you're not over her, how do you still have feelings if this person cheated on you, okay? If this person went out of their way and spent time out of their day in this relationship to go into another one, all right, and get piped down from someone else, I don't feel like that's your girl anymore. And she really put effort into not being with anyone else but you, and you still have attachment to them in any sort of way, okay, I get it. Right, I 100% get it if initially you feel bad, because that's what I would do. I would initially feel bad, but we have to take time. Have to take the time to kind of access this and kind of look into the perspective of them. One day, that's really cool. And if that takes you 9 months, then okay, by all means, bro. This is free reign, bro. 9 months to 10 years, by all means, go. If it's taking you 10 years, that's really. If there is no point in your life to which you can see that form of cheating as disrespect, then really that means you messed up. That means you're in a critical condition, fam. You're lost, fam. It's a cultural appropriation. I don't think British culture is actual culture. But let me get on to my other points, bro. But the thing is, if you can see her getting piped and not feel any way about it to the point where you're going into it, I feel like in that certain extent, you have done your best in getting over her, and it actually succeeded. All right, and it actually shows. Talking about this whole, getting sent a video of her getting piped by a guy, is that the guy is sending you that video. He took his time throughout the day to send you a video of your own girl getting piped. He took his time to record that video just to, get on your bad side or ruin your life. Doesn't that say a lot more about this guy and how he wants to have, power in this situation? If anything, gooning to the video, all right, gives you the upper hand. All right, it gives you the upper hand due to the fact that the guy that she's cheating on you with, he thinks he has power over this situation, but there's you, right? There is you not feeling any sort of sentiment towards it, and just going throughout your day, just seeing it as a quick nut. If you can see the whole thing as a quick nut, you've fully gotten over her, and this guy isn't a problem. People talk about the top 10 ways of getting revenge on your ex, even though getting revenge, why do you care that much? My number one is succeeding. All right, you have to succeed. you have to have a fair financial state in life. All right, like if you're going down, if your financial state is going down, bro, I feel like you fully fumbled the bag. But that's besides my point. But number two, it has to be gooning to the sex tapes. It has to be gooning to them. Because if you are, all right, that means that there is zero attachment going into it. All right, there is like zero type of animosity toward the situation. And if you can feel like, and if you have no animosity towards anything of seeing anything of the sorts, that I feel like you fully have gotten over this person, and I feel like you have fully had upper hand, fully have upper hand in this situation where which one's doing better, which one's not doing better, this, that, yada, yada. Case in point, the fact that you're not taking it so seriously is the revenge here. Let's go on into another reason. I already explained the reason before, but like the cons of, quote unquote cons of getting set the video. I already explained to you like the first reason, which is like, okay, this is like the best form of revenge. Another reason why, in realistic situations or hyper realistic, it is okay to go into your ex's videos, is due to the fact that you are still appreciating her body. All right, and it's to a certain extent, if you're in a full-time marriage and full-time relationship, all right, you have to, kind of not only appreciate her personality, you also have to appreciate how she looks and her physical appearance, all right? And I feel like going into the videos, it does goes to show that there is an appreciation sexually there. Like, this is literal proof that you not only are attracted to her personality, which does, okay, here's the thing about the whole being just attracted to her personality, all right? Some people are offended by that. You know what I'm saying? Just being attracted to her personality. And, I feel like that's okay to a certain extent. But if you can appreciate her physically, then if you could appreciate your wife physically in general, that your relationship will last long. All right. If you can not only appreciate her personality, okay, personality always has to be first. And the second, here's the looks. All right. And if you can appreciate the looks, I feel like a relationship would last longer than if you just appreciate the personality. It's like, the personality is a shield of armor. And then, the looks, to add an extra layer. Muchachos. That is, what the hell is muchachos? But yeah, that is one. But my habibi, that is another reason why gooning to your ex's videos about the smack states about them, it could be beneficial sometimes. I'm not recommending it, but I'm saying that it could be a good thing. You can make this a great thing. You can make the entire situation liberating for you. And if you have an ex that had someone that she was cheating on you with, send you a video of some sorts, kind of test yourself to see if you could goon to these videos. And if you could, that it just goes to show that you will fully become the man. You fully become the man that can step over this adversity, get over the situation, and look into a brighter future without this woman. All right, you don't need her anymore. You know what I'm saying? And this is a way of conquering your demons. All right, fully embrace. It's like the one Naruto episode where Naruto was giving his Naito self a hug. You know what I'm saying? Or when Kurama and Naruto became friends, because Kurama killed his parents, he killed a lot of people in the village, made him snap and crash out, and in a lot of situations in the early Naruto series. But then boom, we have a situation in the future. Naruto is kind of just embracing this demon, all right, embracing this big gigantic frog that basically ruined his life, and seeing it from a different perspective. And I feel like gooning to your ex's videos, in a way, it does do that. It does help you do that. It does help you, just get over this milestone of just being, kind of, what's the word for it? All right, I'm trying to look for a word of being inferior to the situation. But before you go all willy-nilly just goon into any video you'd like with her face on it, there are still terms and conditions that you would have to follow, and I'm going to be very, very specific about these. One, this is going to be short. You have to believe she's bad, all right? You have to believe that she has a great body in general, because this is not objectifying her. This is worshiping her in a sense. This is worshiping her body in a sense. Although we're not worshiping her. We're just like looking at the visual. Number two, my habibis, and this is probably the most important one. This has to be good material. Right? This has to be decent material. He has to be laying down a pipe at least semi-decent. This has to be this can't, in any way, shape, or form be amateur material. If you can go into, the Pornhub and search up a video just like it, I feel like you're lowering your standards. If you're going to that, I feel like you're lowering your standards to an extent, because this has to be like a man that is somewhat at your level, set a little bit, a teensy bit below your level, at your level, or maybe above your level. All right, because you can't be jealous of someone who's right down below over here. All right, because that just goes to show that she can get it with anyone. She'd rather be with anyone but you. Okay, she'd rather be in any situation, in any dating situation, any dating, shenanigans, or any mating shenanigans with anyone but you. If he's laying down bad pipe game, and you can tell there's no moaning, there's no nothing. All right, there's no nothing at all. I feel like that's more of an insult than ever. All right, if it's not at least just if there's at least some types of moan and some types of moans or like different positions being put into play here, and then this is like no. All of this entire video doesn't count. This entire video doesn't count anymore. If there's a whole lot of nothing. If you could have watched content online similar to that, 1,000 videos similar to that, I feel like to a certain extent, my entire claim goes to the samples. It has to be laid down at least some type of semi-baddie hub tier type of pipe game. All right, and if he's not, it just shows to show that she can get with anyone. And I feel like if that's the thing, with how handsome I am or with how handsome you are, of course, if she can get with anyone but you, that would be horrible. That would make you a little angry. All right, that would make you a little depressed. I get that. Yeah, you shouldn't be gooning to that. But honestly, those are my terms and conditions, and that's basically all you have to worry about when it comes to gooning to these type of videos. All right, and again, I'm not going to summarize my points. I'm going to give you an exit ticket later, but
forgot to say this, but in general, you shouldn't be gooning to bad material. I feel like the reason why I'm saying this is because it's not only because it gets to a point where she can get with anyone but you, and that's crazy, right? But also too, it's a thing where there is some sort of degeneracy that you would have to feel, that you must feel if you go into bad material, and I feel like you're lowering your standards. I feel like lowering your standards with which you watch in the bedroom equates to lowering your standard. It gets to how low your standards are outside of it.
Wait, I'm not done. In general, if you're watching corn, all right, I feel like you shouldn't have any sort of attachment to any of the corn stars in general, due to the fact that you are creating a parasocial relationship with a woman you'll never meet. And if you watch corn that way, then you can't do this. All right, you're not made for this type of wildlife. Okay, that's it. Bye. The final points I want to make before ending this video. For one, okay, if the reason why you don't want to get into our videos is because you don't want to like mix the real world with your viewing content. That's okay. That's okay. You don't like George and like the Seinfeld. You can't mix the two worlds. You know what I'm saying? You can't combine two worlds. All right, it's just not possible. You know what I'm saying? And then two, it takes time to get over someone, and that's okay. If you can't goon to their videos now, goon later, goon 5 years later, 6 years, 7 years later. I don't care. All right, but it's a gradual process just getting over someone. And the thing is, what would make it easier, to get over someone is just focusing on yourself. If you focus so much on yourself to the point where she's a side character and not a main character anymore in your story, then you've made it. All right, and how you do that is just like straight up grinding. It's just straight up just going at things, go to something, do something new. Right, start doing things new. All right, start grinding on something that you always love, that you've always had a passion for. Okay, start grinding at it. All right, like almost like damn near every day. It doesn't have to be every day. Everyone needs a break. Everyone needs a damn break. All right, everyone needs to chill and relax sometimes, and that's cool. All right, but the thing is, you have to occupy yourself with that. You have to think about that. You have to think about this grind. All right. Okay, don't prioritize, you focus on family too. Focus on, the other things that make you happy. But the thing is, your grind, right? It has to be your baby. It has to be your baby. You're not always going to be focused on your baby. But the thing is, the baby's always going to be there. All right? And what's more important than the baby? Your baby? The baby? Or your ex? Right? What's going to be more important? Make this grind, you make this grind intertwined with, who you are. Okay, and that way, that's like the easiest way of getting over her. Extra consolation, all right. I went on my first date ever, and I held hands for the first time ever with this one girl back 3, 4, 5 months ago. Okay, after the whole date, right? We thought everything was okay. We thought everything was great. Everything was smooth sailing, like sail on sailor. But the thing is, she ghosted me on her birthday. I was wishing her a happy birthday. Hey, this, that. She ghosted me. Right, took some time for me to heal and process. You know what I'm saying? I didn't cry over it, but if you saw me in that environment, if you saw me in my natural habitat, just going through it, you would think that you would believe that I bawled my eyes out. But the thing is, all right, yeah, okay, I was sad for a while. I had to I knew I had to pick myself up, but I was grieving. I was grieving heavily. You know what I'm saying? But now that it started, now that there's that situation, boom, it's over. What are you gonna do now? What are you gonna do now? All right, you gotta be something. You gotta be something better. Right? You gotta do something. Or you gotta pick yourself up and start doing something. Grieve. It's okay to grieve. It takes you 5, 6 years. Okay. You have to constantly grieve until you can't. Right? Until you have no reason to. If you have a zero reason to grieve, and you're still grieving over it, and it's been like 5, 6 years, and you're still grieving, and you haven't picked up something, picked up a good book to read, picked up a hobby, started, in mechanics, studied physics or something. You haven't done something. You haven't done anything. Then, buddy, you're still behind. You're still behind. I'm sorry. Okay, but the thing is, with grieving, right, post grief, all right, or in grief, which is what I did in grief. We had to find something. We had to find something, man. My gentleman. Whoa, that sounds. You have to find something that picks you up. You have to find something, kind of electrifies you in some sort of sense. All right. For example, me, I started this whole YouTube channel. I started another YouTube channel. Didn't really like. It wasn't really like successful due to the fact that the algorithm changed. And also, I was kind of posting inconsistently. But here's the thing. That's besides the point, all right? I started a YouTube channel due to the fact that I had to get over something. Due to the fact that I had to, stop just laying down and try something new, all right? I had to find an outlet in some sort of way. And that was my outlet. You know what I'm saying? So always try to find your way. Find yourself an outlet, all right? Make a way. Try. Bro, I'm gonna make a video on how to pull woman if you have a speech impediment. But the thing is, always give yourself another chance. Give yourself a chance to do the impossible. Give yourself a chance to do something that's hard, and get out of it saying, yeah, you did that. Right, that's like the highest level of dopamine ever, and I'm a big fan of dopamine. We're all a big fan of dopamine. All right, my favorite, corn star. I don't really have a favorite corn star. I only watch Camos. I'm not really a fan of the corn stars. I'm not really a fan like that. I don't know. I'm not gonna summarize my points. I'm going to give you an exit ticket later, but I just kind of wanted to get this out, kind of wanted to vent. Thank you for watching the video to the end and kind of, listening to my point. If you have anything to debate me and to gate some of my points, comment down below, of course. You're going to make me more popular. And I'm, of course, going to hear you out if it's a great point. But other than that, like, comment, subscribe, and, read your Bible. That is very hypocritical, but read your Bible.